Okay, so welcome back. This is going to be probably the final part. I'm not sure what part this is going to be, but we're talking about the Ivation dehumidifier that's down here behind me, as well as we went over the thermal hygrometer that's on the wall up here. So as far as the thermal hygrometer, I believe it works perfect. It works great. It does move up and down pretty quick, both the thermometer and the hygrometer. So they do move pretty quick. This has actually been on for about 5-7 minutes, and it went from 45% relative humidity to 40%. So I've been watching this for the past 3 weeks, probably a little more than 3 weeks now. It's on right now. So if you don't have your room AC cooled, I wouldn't run it all day 24/7 unless you really need to, but I would probably get a portable AC that can run out the window to exhaust that heat that those portable AC units make, if you have a window unit. If not, I would get you an AC unit, some kind, either a mini split or a wall AC unit, something, so that this thing doesn't overheat. It hasn't overheated on me, but I took the temp gun that I have and I put it actually inside the exhaust. Now the air coming out, it's not hot, you know, it's lukewarm, you know, but I put the temp gun on the inside and it was like 117 degrees, and the inside is like really hard plastic, like really, you know, the high density plastic, so it's not gonna melt. So I didn't want to take no chance. I didn't want for it to break down and the warranty to say, hey, these things melted. What were you next to a volcano or something? So during the day, the humidity is going down. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how to do that zoom in on the editing or whatever, but it's actually 38% relative, and it was just 40%. Although I know the dehumidifier is right next to it, so I am later going to move that probably about 10 feet away, just to kind of get a little bit better readings. But yeah, it works great. The thermometer on the dehumidifier works great. It matches my temp gun, the temps that I take around the shop, and it matches the thermometer up there on the wall. The only thing I'm concerned about is the readout of the humidity. It says, and actually it says 48% now. That's the lowest it's ever said. But it's actually 38% on the hygrometer. I trust the hygrometer more than I trust the temperature reading or the humidity, relative humidity reading of the unit. Probably because that is like inside the unit. So if I were you, even if I got a dehumidifier, another brand, I would probably get a dedicated hygrometer, whether it's a thermal hygrometer or just a hygrometer itself, just to kind of give you that, you know, peace of mind. So that's the first time I've seen that the reading down there actually say 49% relative humidity. So that's the first time I've seen it go that low. It's always been in the 60s, whether it goes down to 63, you know, but it's always been in the 60s. I don't know, maybe it's kind of working now. So to me, that's a little bit untrustworthy. You know, it's hot out here. It's like 98 degrees outside, so that's why I'm sweating. So I do need to AC this room. That will help the humidity levels to go down whenever this dehumidifier is turned on. So that is pretty much it. I will give updates maybe in 6 months or maybe a year. I don't know. You tell me in the comments, you know, if you want me to come back in 6 months. I'll try to remember. I'll put like a little sticky note on the side of the unit or something to say do a video checkup or update in what are we in September, August, September, in what, March? So maybe I'll do it around that time. But as far as what I can tell, this thing is running beautifully. It does take the humidity out the air. I can feel it when I come into the shop. It is like a dry heat. But like during the day, going back, like I said, during the day, if your shop is hot, if it's hot where you're at, and the humidity is low during the day, just leave it off. If you can deal with 50, 55, 60% during the day, then I would leave it off. Don't let it overheat, or don't give it a chance to even cause you problems by it being hot, because it does suck in that hot air and it exhausts that hot air. So you know, the parts inside could get kind of hot. So I turn this thing on around 8 o'clock at night when the sun goes down, about 7:38. I usually stick around 8 o'clock. Sometimes I forget and I turn it on at 9 o'clock, but that's okay, because around that time is when the humidity levels and that needle will move, and it will get up into the 60s to the 70s, you know, on up. So that's when I turn it on at night, and then the next day I turn it off around 12 o'clock. Whenever that sun is starting to really get up there and the heat the temps are going up, that's when I turn it off. And the humidity during the day stays around, you know, 55% relative humidity. So just remember, the hotter the air is, that air particle, there are air particles in the air. I don't know if particle is the correct word to say or to call it, but when the air is hotter, the little particles in the air, the rest of the space that's taken, the rest of the space that has nothing else to be filled up with, it captures moisture. So the hotter the air, the more space there is in that particle for moisture to go into, okay, to be sucked into that air particle. And so you have more possible moisture in the air. That's why we're in the AC, we're nice and cool and we're not sweating, unless you have a sweating issue and you just sweat in 50-degree weather. But for the most part, that's why when it's hot, you're like hot and muggy and stuff like that, because there's more moisture in the air. When the air is cooler or colder, there's less room in that air particle, that leftover space for moisture to get sucked into the air particle, and so that's why the moisture level, the humidity levels are a lot lower when the air is cooler. It gets a lot more scientific. I'll see if I can put some links down below so that you can learn about humidity and stuff like that, because it does really kind of get, you know, not too deep, but it does kind of get scientific as far as humidity and the air, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool thing to learn. And when you're dealing with printing, printers and stuff like this, it's good to know about humidity and how to control it. So that is it for the dehumidifier. This is the summary part. If you have any questions about this dehumidifier or how your situation can be made better, put some comments down below. If I don't know the answer, I'm sure somebody around here knows the answer that can help you out, because I know there's experts out there who are more knowledgeable than I am. So yeah, just if you like this video, if you like this series, hopefully you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and subscribe, ding that bell. It helps out a lot. I'm gonna start putting, well, I'm not gonna start putting, but I got a lot more videos coming up to do around the shop that I'm gonna be putting on this channel. Go visit my other channel if you want to learn printing processes like screen printing, sublimation, heat transfers, and stuff like that. We are going to be going to the beginning of 2022. We're going to be expanding to a new printing process. So if that's your thing and you want to learn a little bit about that, hop on over to that channel. I'll leave it down in the description, and hopefully you can watch some of those videos and help you out there. That's it for this one. We're going to go on to the next project, and we'll see you next time. Hope you're having a good day DIYing, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.